time with the enthusiastic tutor, Tutor Ayo. And today we're going to conclude with the course. We're going to conclude the course POL123. All right. I want us to conclude on the course today. So it's going to be a marathon. All right. So I need you to stick. I believe you have your writing material, all right, set, and we can proceed immediately. All right. With this being said, let's up straight into it. So we have pool 1, 2, 3. Pool 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, good afternoon, Mr. Manga. It's great to have you on the stream. Now, in our last class, we spoke about the development of administration. All right. And we looked at some definition, all right, of which first soul, merely first soul, all right, made its own contribution. All right. But today, I think I need to, just a moment, I think I need to close this because it's kind of reflecting in the background. Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah, it's better now. All right, so without further ado, now let's start from the approaches, all right, to public administration. And very first one we're talking about will be philosophical what? Approach. Philosophical, all right. Now, the all and sundry of philosophical approach to administration, all right, is that it's what? It takes within its purview all aspects of administrative activity. This approach is particular about all that has to do with administrative activity. Now, let's not forget, this is also credited, all right, this approach is also credited, all right, to be the oldest approach to administrative activity. Oldest what? Approach to what? Administrative activity. And this approach is deliberate, is intentional, is particular about what? All aspects of administrative activities. All right? Talking of the principles, all right, and the ideas. All activities, okay, all administrative activity. All admin activities. All right, the principles and ideas. So we have that as that. We also have the structural approach, all right, which is deliberate about studying the structure of an administration. All right. And speaking of which, this structural approach, all right, is tagged, all right, it lays emphasis on something. Okay, this approach lays emphasis on what we call Posdcorb technique of administration. All right, Posdcorb. That's them. Post what? The Posdcorb. The Posdcorb technique. All right. This structural approach lays emphasis on the Posdcorb technique of administration. Now, when we say Posdcorb, Posdcorb is made up of combination of certain abbreviations. All right. Each alphabet stands for something. The P, the O, the S, the D, the C, the CO, the R, and the B all stand for something. All right. We'll get to know that as we proceed. Now, let's dissect Posdcorb. All right. What does Posdcorb stand for? All right. It's a combination, all right, of different things. So I'm going to get another shade of marker, and let's okay. I think I should have some other color red somewhere. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah, I found it. So now I want to use different shade of markers so we can flow together. So I have P, and I have O, I have S. All right, I have S, I have a D, all right, and I have a C, and I have another. Now C and O are together. C and O are together, and I have a R, and I have a B. All right, and I have a B. Now here, okay, I think I should take this down. Here I have, just like I said earlier on, they all stand for something. I have here, okay, let me bring this down a little bit. I have here, okay, this should come down a little bit as well, so we can have nothing obstructing anything. Yeah. So I have for D, K, for D, and this, they are together. So I have it here. Then I have for R, okay, excuse me, and now for R, and I have for B. All right, so for R stands for planning. All right, planning. Okay, and O signifies organization. S stands for staffing. All right. D stands for directing. All right, directing. I need us to pay attention to all this because you never can tell. I remember very well one of the exams we did. It was asked S in Posdcorb technique stands for what? All right, it could be B in Posdcorb technique stands for what? So you need to know all what this alphabet signifies individually. All right. So we have CO for coordinating. All right, coordinating. Then we have R for reporting. Reporting. And B, what? Budgeting. We need to know the individuals. What this word stands for individually. Budgeting. All right. So all this makes up Posdcorb. All right. The Posdcorb technique. Okay. So just like as I said earlier on, you never can tell how these questions might be asked. All right. Don't forget that your questions are going to be sub-objectives and objective questions. You have the ones that you'll be asked questions. We have some that you'll be asked questions to fill in the gap, and some no objective, which are the subjective, and some you'll be asked to be given options. All right. Now, P stands for planning, O organization, S for staffing, D for directing, CO for coordinating, R for reporting, and B for budgeting. All right. So we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Now we also have another method, all right, another approach called the case method approach. Now, when we talk about the case method approach, let's not forget Posdcorb is under which approach? Is under the structural approach. All right. Now, the case study method is what? One approach, the case method approach, I mean, all right, attained popularity in what? In the 20th century. Case study and case method approach, right? Case method approach gained popularity in what? In the 20th century. All right. A case narrates, all right, of what has taken place in the administration. All right. Here it does more of narration. All right. Narrate past events, like reporting, right? An event you have experienced. But here it doesn't matter whether you have experienced or not, but the case method approach of administration narrates what? Narrates what we refer to as what has taken place in the administration. All right. So we have that as that. Now we have that as that. Now we also need to pay attention to the fact that Gulick and Urich promoted 7 principles of administration. All right. Gulick and Urich. All right. They promoted what? 7 principles of admin. All right, 7 principles of admin, summing up this managerial technique into one word called Posdcorb. All right, Gulick and Urich promoted what we refer to as 7 principles. So we can also refer to these as 7 principles of administration. All right, and G and U, which is Gulick and Urich, sum it all up, these 7 principles, into a word, and that word is called Posdcorb. All right, so we have that as that. Now, when we say planning stands for, all right, means the working out in broad outline. All right, working out in broad outline the things that is, all right, the things that need to be done, the method to be adopted to accomplish the purpose set for an enterprise. All right. Planning is making effort in advance. Planning is doing the needful before the expected date. All right. Planning is said to be the blueprint of a foretold, all right, or for an anticipated outcome, and so on and so on. But you need to be particular about planning. Although planning is futuristic, it requires an intentional effort to make the futuristic a reality. All right. So anything that has to do with you making effort as against the future, you are planning. All right. So, but according to the material, very few, just to mention but a few, planning is said to be what? Working out broad outline, having a structure, a guide, all right, on how to achieve something which is futuristic. All right, on how to achieve a futuristic event or outcome. All right, so we have that as planning, and we have organizing. All right, when we talk about organizing, we are talking about setting out, all right, of the formal structure or flow of work. Setting out of the formal structure or flow of work. Organization, when you set things, you make things go the way they should go. You organize things, you put things in place, a structure for people to follow, a line, all right, a land line, or a structure, all right, a system for people to adopt to adhere to and make sure work flows. All right, setting out a formal structure of authority and flow of work. All right, formal structure of authority and flow of work. All right, and we have staffing. Okay, staffing. All right, after creating the formal structure of an authority, all right, suitable persons are appointed. All right, the appointing of suitable hands, appointing of capable hands to various posts in an organization, fixing, all right, suitable hand in the various posts, all right, fixing suitable hands in various available, all right, posts in an organization. They are talking about staffing. All right, the activity here cover the whole personnel management, and when we talk about staffing, personnel management is responsible for that. Now we have directing, all right, which is a continuous task of making decision. All right, continuous task of what? Making decision, make things happen continuously. Now embodying them in specific and general instruction and setting a pace. All right, directing, consistency in decision making. All right, we have coordinating here. Now by what? Ensuring that various parts of work, all right, various parts of work flows together. All right, ensuring the smooth flow, all right, communication, all right, processes, all right, smooth flow of all these things in an organization. All right, when you ensure that the Department of Finance, all right, is working as expected with the store or with the purchase department, or when you ensure that the kitchen department is working hand in hand with the purchase or with the store or with the front of house or with the back of house. All right, ensuring that the various departments in an organization, subunits and system, all of them are working smoothly and perfectly as it is expected. All right, that is coordinating. And we have reporting. Just like in GST 102, we spoke at length about what reporting is, but here it says here a means of keeping both supervisors and subordinates informed of what is going, all right, updating personnel updating, all right, the passing of information, research and records, reporting. And we have budgeting. All right, budgeting has to do with the financial part of the organization. All right, budgeting is can be referred to as a form of planning too, but here it is financial deliberate. Right, finance is involved in budgeting. Right, it's more of like a financial planning, budgeting. All right, so we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Now let's talk about, just a moment. Now we have chief executive. All right, chief executive. Who is a chief executive? Now, chief executive occupies a what? Central position in public administration. When we say chief executive in a public administration, all right, in the public administration, chief executive occupies a central position. All right, the person or body of people that head, all right, administrative system of a country. All right, chief executive, it could be politically, it could be, all right, administrative wisely. All right, but the thing is that when we talk about an administration, all right, in an organization, their executives are people that occupy central position. But when it comes to the level of the pedestrian of a country, we are talking about someone, all right, or a body that head the administrative system of a country. the chief executive. All right. Now we need to understand that the administrative structure of a country, all right, is like a what? A pyramid. All right, it's like a what? A pyramid. And when we talk about pyramid, you know, it goes up, it moves in an ascending way. All right, it's very wide at the bottom, but as you keep going up, it gets slimmer. All right, until you get to the apex. All right, if you're on this stream and you're here to introduce yourself, or all right, or you're here to smash the like button, do well to do that. Smash the like button and also introduce yourself so I can acknowledge your presence. All right, so it's like a pyramid. This is what a pyramid looks like. It's like we have the pyramid of Gaza in Egypt. All right, that's what the pyramid looks like, a triangle. Okay, Miss Marian, how are you doing? How's your health? It's good to have you on the stream. All right, so we have that as that. So this is the base, and we have the apex. Chief executive is usually at the apex. Okay. Now there are various types of chief executives. All right, types. We have the parliamentary type of executive. Parliamentary type of executive. All right. Under the parliamentary, all right, in parliamentary form, executive power lies with what? Prime Minister. Let me erase this. All right. In what? In parliamentary type of executive, executive power lies with the what? Prime Minister. Executive power lies with who? The Prime Minister. Awesome. Somebody just smash the like button. All right. Now, under this system, executive only exercises their power. All right. Executive only exercises their power. All right. On the advice of the ministers. Are we together? They only exercise their power on the advice of the ministers. Now, we also have the presidential type of executive. All right? Presidential. Under presidential, the president of the country is vested with all what? Executive power. The president of a country is vested, all right, with all executive powers. With all executive powers. All right, unlike the presidential, the parliamentary, unlike the parliamentary system, whereby we have the executive power lying with the ministers. All right, here, presidential system, we have executive power. All executive power lies with who? The president. All right, so we have that as that, and we have a very good example of that as the United States of America, USA, and we also have Nigeria. All right, they are the best examples of that. Now let's talk about management. All right, management. All right, now according to millets, right, according to Millet. Now, Millet defines management as a process of what? Directing and facilitating the work of people, all right? Organized informal group to achieve desired goal. Now, look at the two key points here. It's a process of what? Directing and facilitating. A process. Then we have directing and we have facilitating. What are you directing and what are you facilitating? All right? The work of people. So you cannot be a management or you cannot be a manager in isolation. All right? According to what we are talking about here, you definitely are the manager of yourself. We know that. All right? But organization-wise, management put into consideration, the reason why we even have management at first is because there are people working for that organization. People are involved. All right? So it is a process. It's not a one-time thing. It is a continuous process. All right? And this has to do with directing and facilitating what? The work of people, all right? People or group of people to achieve one thing, the goal of the organization. Facilitate the work of people, all right, just for one reason, achieve the organization what? Goal. That is why everybody is there, all right? Be you in the store, be you in the executive office, or be you a director, or be you a gateman, all right? Whatever position you are occupying, only one thing bring all of us together on the pyramid, from the bottom to the top, to the top to the bottom. Only one thing has bring us together, and that one thing is the what? Organization goal. That's the only thing why we are here. It doesn't matter what you want, although some organizations definitely consider, all right, they are very particular about seeing their personnel, all right, being of assistance or being of help to their personnel in some certain things. But what comes first, the primary assignment of everybody is ensuring the organization achieves its goal. All right, so we have that as that. So management as well aims at what? Utilizing limited resources. All right? Utilizing what? Limited resources to accomplish what? Maximum output. To accomplish maximum what? Output. All right? With what? Speed. I so much love this definition. It is just in precept after precept. All right? It's not good enough to have, definitely resources is never enough. Just like the way human needs are human wants are insatiable according to economics. All right, economics says human wants are insatiable. It's a long list without end. Now, so it is understandable that definitely resources are never enough. All right, but still, be that as it may, it is still the responsibility of the management of an organization with these limited resources available at their disposal. They have to, it is a must for them to what? Maximize it. All right? And it's not just good to maximize it. It's not just good enough to maximize it and feel you've done it. All right? There's also a time factor. All right? You have to maximize output, all right, within a set time. And you have to do it what? Efficiently. Okay, awesome. Somebody just smash the like button. That's great. All right. So with output within a specific time and what? Efficiently. All right, it has to be done efficiently. So it's not just good enough to maximize limited resources. All right, it's not just good enough to just do that and you feel you've done everything. You also have to be time conscious. All right, because it's not just you are not a monopoly of whatever it is you are doing. Right, no business is a monopoly of itself. They are always competitors. Whatever business you are doing, whatever organization that you are, they are always competitors. So you want to be a step ahead of them. All right, that is where the time issue comes in. And how good at it are you? All right, so we have that as that. Now let's proceed. We have so we have types of management. We have top management, we have middle management, and we have the what? The rank and file. All right. Okay. All right. In Nigeria, the administrative and service class, administrative class consists of the top class, all right, and other field officers, which are middle management. All right. Now, in the word of Dr. Appleby, the essence of public administration is what? For policy making. The all and sundry of public administration is for what? Making of policies, according to Dr. Appleby. All right, that's Dr. Appleby. All right, so he said the essence of public administration is for what? The essence of public administration is for policy making. No addition, no subtraction. Now, then policy is what? Is done before action. Policy is before action. Let's take note of that. All right. It is a prerequisite. All right. Policy is said to be what? It is a prerequisite to all management. All right. It sets the tax. Policy, a prerequisite for all management. All right. Policy before action. All right. Policy before action. All right. We have set the tax. Set the tax for administration. All right, so we have that as that. So we need to also look at some certain factors. We also need to look at some certain factors in decision making. All right, we have some factors like personal difference, who is making the decision. We have the role of knowledge. Okay, now for you to make decision, it is dependent on what level, the availability of facts at your disposal. All right, so we have all this as that. Now let's proceed. Now let's talk about the budgetary system. We have budgetary system. All right. Now, when we say budgetary system, what are we talking about? This system determines the total financial and personnel resources, all right, which no department may exceed, all right, all right. A determinant, all right, it determines the total financial, all right, the total financial and personnel resources and personnel resources, all right, which no department can exceed. Department can exceed. All right. So we have, all right. Also, we also need to understand that the legislature is the source of all administrative authority. Legislature is the what? Source of all administrative authority. All right, the source of all administrative authority. So we have that as that. So let's proceed. Now, we have something called leadership. Leadership. When we say leadership, what are we talking about? Now, leadership is often regarded as the important modifier of organization behavior. All right? It is said, get the right man or woman in the leadership position, all right? Then all the problems is solved. All the problems are solved. All right? Now, here it means to what? Guide others to be a head. One, guide others, be a head. All right? Excel, to advance, to be prominent. All right? To be prominent. All right? To excel. All right? And advance. All right? And it is said that get the right person in a leadership position and all problems are solved. All right? So we have that as that. And we have the quality of a good leader. We have intelligence, we have judgment. A leader has to be objective, all right? Put behind all bias, all right? All biases, yeah. A leader must always learn how to use his initiative, all right? So we have leadership style. All right, style. So we have authoritarian. All right, we have the democratic. All right, we have the charisma, and also we have the laissez, that's laissez faire. All right, laissez faire. Now, just like authoritarian, all right, this leader does not consider others, just themselves. All right, and this authoritarian approach of leadership grew from F.W. Taylor's scientific management movement. All right, F.W. Taylor scientific management movement. All right, authoritarian leaders is not concerned with the welfare of his employees. All right, they are not concerned. They are unperturbed. They are not bothered. It's all about them. They don't care about people working for them. Little or no care at all. All right, we have the democratic leader, which is the opposite of the authoritarian leader. Just like we have the military regime and we have the civilian administration. All right, I'm only making analogies. I'm not saying this one is bad or that one is good. Please don't get me wrong. All right, so we have the democratic approach. All right, and this one is credited to Elton George Mayo research. Elton George Mayo. Okay, Elton George Mayo research. Okay, the Mayo is Y-O, not Y-O-R. All right, in 1924. All right, these leaders considers employee welfare first. Democratic consider employee welfare first. All right, now the charismatic leader put by Max Weber. So it's related to Max Weber. Please let's pay attention to all these names and what they are credited to. It's very important. They might not ask you for the definition, they might say which of these, all right, leadership style is credited, all right, to Max Weber. They might not even give you option. You might be the one to think, oh, okay, it's charisma. All right, they can even say, okay, the charismatic style. No, they're not going to use charisma now. They will twist it. The charismatic style of leadership is credited to A. F. Taylor, F.W. Taylor, B. Elton, C. Idiagbon, and D. Max Weber. So it takes, if you had not attended class like this, such questions you might fail it, or if you are not, all right, read or come across it in your material, your TMA, you definitely fail. All right, so it is essential. I advise students a lot. You read your material, join classes, take past questions. Every resources at disposal. Combine all. You write this exam once. If you pass it, you pass it once. So don't come back for it, or don't write it and come back with poor grades. All right. So who's this person calling me? Let me just call. All right. So we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Okay, just a moment. All right, so sorry about that. So the charismatic type of leadership is that of Max Weber, and we have the laissez-faire, which means non-interference. This is not credited to anybody. All right, laissez-faire means non-interference by leadership, complete freedom. All right, complete freedom, non-interference. So we have that as that. All right, and the last thing we want to be talking about for today's class is planning. All right, which is deciding in advance what is to be done. All right, and we have types of planning. We have the overall planning, we have the limited planning, and we have the administrative planning. Now when we say overall planning, we are talking about, all right, a socio-economic planning. Overall planning is another name for socio-economic planning, which deals with the planning of natural resources. All right, the limited planning has to do, all right, is not centralized. All right, it's not centralized. Okay, just like unlike the overall planning, which is particular about natural resources. All right, and the administrative planning here is mainly concerned with administrative programs. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. And on this note, we'll call it a wrap for the course. Um, POL123, and next week we are going to take another course in this department. All right, please, if you are new to this stream, all right, if this is your first time on this class, do well to reach out to me. You can reach me on my WhatsApp. There's a link of my website where I have classes of different departments. There's a link to that website. Click on it to take you there. It's www.tutorial.com. All right, if you are interested in joining the class, all right, do well to reach out to me. All right, in the class, a lot of things are going down. We have Telegram classes. All right, I give exam pass questions. All right, keynotes for exams. A lot of things are going down. All right, do well to reach out to me, and I look forward to seeing you in subsequent tutorials. Bye bye.